Happy New Year, guys. It's Matt from the Big River. I want to take a second to thank everybody for helping us have an absolute breakout year this year, but absolutely fantastic. Along with our normal unboxing, I wanted to also include some shots of just day in the life here at Big Matt from the Big River here. We got order of fish this week. Decent size, nice bunch of fun stuff. First thing out of the box is some frogs, albino dwarf frogs. I think we got some regular ones in there somewhere too. Those guys look a little skinny. We'll get some feed on them and make them look good for you. Next up we have, let's see, checkerboard cichlids. Love these guys. Super cool little dwarf cichlid. Get about maybe 2 inches, inch and a half, 2 inches. Very peaceful, cool little cichlid. Candy cane tetra, another really fun fish we don't always get in. Candy canes are also called the whitefin tetra. Fantastic. On the tetra special too. Next up is some Adapo butterflies, or L52, or also called a flounder. Anything we love this much, we should name 5 times, and they have like 9 of them. So Adapo butterfly, or the L52, fantastic, smaller pleco. We got some snails in here. Let's see, that looks like we got zebra neorites. Should have some red spot neorites in there too. Yeah, these are red spots. I won't open them up, but that's what they are. Red spot neorites, gotta have them. Nice algae patrol. Here are some black mollies, supposedly lyre tails. Looks like most of them are. Lyre tail black mollies. Next is some tiger barbs. Nice size on these. These are the green tiger barbs. So come in a little bit bigger than they sometimes do. Love the green tiger barb. Here are dwarf gouramis. These are the royal blue dwarf gouramis. We used to be able to get 4 different colors patterns on the dwarf gouramis every week. We've been just able to get the powder blues and the royals for about the last 6 months. Pygmy cories restock. Sold out a ton of these over the holiday. So glad to have some more of those guys back in stock. And speaking of which, pistogrammas. These are the cockatoides, or cockatoo cichlid. Super red variety. We've been out of stock on those for a couple weeks, so got those back in stock as well. Next is something. Oh, rams. These are another dwarf cichlid. Gold German rams there. I should have some blues in another box. We'll see if we do. While my cart magically empties itself, we'll look at some Paleatus cories, pepper cories. Restock on those guys too. Sold out a ton of those last week as well. Next up is some false bandit or Malini cories. Saw we were out of those. Can't be out of cories, man. He who dies with the most cories wins, right? We got some of the coolest cories around here. If you haven't stopped by and checked for a while, I've got a really great group right now. Speaking of cool benthos creatures or bottom feeders, this is, we'll call it a redfin black splotched beacon or a 3 beacon pleco. God, it's got a bunch of names too, but it's got the orange on the fin, the tail, and the bottom of the tail and the top of the tail. So it's a 3 beacon. Got a couple of those guys in. Next up is some Singapore shrimp. Restock on those guys. Those guys can get about that big. Nice big batch there, or big individuals anyway. Singapore shrimp. Cool fan feeding shrimp. Next is some reticulated Julie Cories or Corydoras trilineatus. Can you even see them in the bag? I can't. Nice looking batch though. Sell a ton of these guys, and why not? Gotta love Cories, and those have got a great pattern. Relatively inexpensive too. Here's another one of those 3 beacons. Leprecanthus is a genus on those. That's the guys that have the tooth in the front of their sucker. Don't get bit. Don't ask me how I know. Clown Killie. These are one of our best selling killies that we get. We don't get that many different types of killies. I was talking to somebody about getting the moss with the eggs in it. Maybe we'll do that someday. But right now we're going to settle for clown killies, and not really a settle. They're a bright, bright colored, cool fish. Good jumpers though. Here's those regular dwarf frogs we promised you. Sure enough, there they are, looking good. Talking like an auctioneer today because I've had too much coffee or because we got a lot of fish to get through. I'm trying to make this less than a half-hour video. Neon green rasboras. These are the Microdevario cubitai. If you keep track of that, so many different variations of green, emerald, rasbora, micro, mini, dwarf. There's about 18 different fish that kind of have those names shoved together in different orders. Here's the black ghost knife. Restock on that guy. Somebody asked me if we had any, and by golly, we didn't, so we got another. Cool fish, get 14 inches, so not to go in your tiny tank, but cool fish anyway. South American leaffish. Boy, we haven't had these in a while. They're kind of seasonal. This guy's tiny. They can get this big. They're a specialty feeder. Kind of look like predator when they go whammo. They'll typically only eat live food. We've had best luck feeding them tiny feeder guppies of that size. Here's somebody else that wouldn't mind those. This is a biker fish, red biker or Indulcari biker. Polypterus indulcari. Very cool fish. Let's see. Let's pull the box up here. Got a pretty good saltwater order coming a little later today also. I'm pretty excited about that. But for now, we have gold tetras. Nice size on these, nice color. Gold tetras have been selling really well lately. Bigger fish. They can be about 3 inches. Did I say tetras? Oh my goodness. You're right. They are not tetras. These are barbs. Gold barbs will get about 3 inches. Gold tetras get about 1 inch. So very big difference in fish there. We've been selling a ton of both actually, but we couldn't get gold tetras this week. So gold barbs it is. These are tetras. These are neon tetras. Restock on those guys. I think we have 2 left over there. Those are on the tetra special along with all the other tetras. Buy 4 more, get 25% off for subscribing to our channel, which we really appreciate, guys. Dwarf Cories are some of my favorite Cories, and I love Cories. These are the dainty dwarf spotted Cory or Corydoras habrosus. Very cool little fish. And a tetra we don't get in all the time. I used to have these when I was a kid and thought they were fantastic. Black skirt tetra, tetrazini, very fun fish. That's actually the source fish, the original parents of the glowfish. But that's what they look like when they come out of the river. More plecos. We got some clown plecos. Clown plecos, of course, are a small fish, 2.5, 3 inches. Better wood eater than algae eater, but super cute. Very nice choice for your smaller tanks, like 10-gallon tanks, if you want to benthos. Here's German blue ram, another small fish, small cichlid anyway. Blue rams are on the sensitive side, but only get to about 2.5, 3 inches. Powder blue dwarf brahmies, back to the dwarf brahmy thing. I haven't been able to get the red ones or just the regular out of the river kind either for a while, but we do have powder blues and royal blues now. Panda Cories restock. We're completely out, so no more. We have a batch of Panda Cories over there for you guys to pick up, one of our most popular Cories. And reticulated hillstream loaches was a complete restock on those as well. We were out as of day before yesterday. We ran out of a few things over the holiday. We did not order fish the week before Christmas because we got burnt pretty hard the week before Thanksgiving with the shipping getting screwy. So we didn't take the risk this year. We just doubled up this week. Another very good seller for us. These are the Harlequin rasbora, one of the most popular semi-nano fish. And here are some Cardinal Tetras. It doesn't look like 25. I guess it does. It's amazing how they can look like about 5 of them and be more than that. Cardinal Tetras, of course, on the Tetra Special, one of our best-selling Tetras. Martha Hatchet is actually a Tetra. They're on the Tetra Special as well. They got that funny drip loop on them, and they sit right at the top of the water, make them great for top water dimensionality in your tank. Another Tetra for the Tetra Special is a Rummy Nose Tetra. Gotta love them, bright red noses. One of the most popular Tetras of all time. This, well, that's a discus. That is Blue Diamond discus. Should have a couple of those. And that is not a Blue Diamond. This is a Snow White. I'm just trying to figure out which way up is right now because I flipped the bag over so you could see them. So there's the other Blue Diamond. Got a couple discus in this week. Got a nice batch over there right now too. So fantastic selection of discus available right now. Here's a fish that is not a small fish. It can be a couple feet. This is the flagtail Procolotus. They're technically a schooling fish, but if you have a tank that can take a fish this big times 6, only for the most giant of tanks. The opposite, these are green neon tetras, very tiny, and also on the Tetra Special. Complete restock on those this week as well. Alrighty, what do we have in here? Oh, that's tarantula cribs. Ha! That's not fish. Somebody slipped me a Mickey. This was actually some that got missed on our main order from last week. They shorted us. They sent us more. Those are the 6-inch and the 8-inch cubes from tarantula cribs. Super, super cool. We got in the coffin crib, the tree houses, and a few other, well, a bunch of other stuff from them. So a great time if you're thinking to upgrade your tarantula houses or pick up a tarantula. I'm really, really happy with their enclosures. All right, back to the fish. We have, not fish, shrimp. Pretty good restock on shrimp this week. We got in some Bloody Marys. We got in, those are Black King Kongs. Went ahead and spent a little extra money to get you guys some cool shrimp. See how those Black King Kongs do for us. They're not that bad. They're like 10 or 15 bucks. They're a little more expensive than cherry shrimp, but these are ghost shrimp. Gotta have them, and that's a restock for that. Here's some blues. Looks like a couple of them didn't make the trip, but at least one of them didn't. But very nice blue to them. Blue Neocaridinias. And here's some yellow rice shrimp. A restock on those guys. Sold out of those last week as well. And red really shrimp are really cool. Gotta keep a really good stock on those because I can't pass on a really good pun about really shrimp. Here are some regular red cherry shrimp. Looks like most of those guys made the trip. And the last thing on this order of freshwater, got saltwater coming, is a few feeder fish. Picked up a small batch of feeder fish. Got some feeder guppies too, but they didn't really come in well at all. So we see if we can salvage any of those. And that's it for freshwater this week. And we're back. We got a saltwater order to unpack here. Let's see what's in the box. Let's see how good I can do my naming without a cheat sheet. First thing I have is a little orange Lynchia star. Super cool little reef safe starfish. Gotta love them. Next up is a canary blenny. I was just trying to figure out which way was up. That's a canary blenny. Remember, those guys have a toxic spine. Next, after that, is an angel. That's a coral beauty. Looks like he's rough in the bag. Hopefully he'll kick over, but he looks like he's ammoniated. Here's a yellowfinger gorgonia. These are the non-photosynthetic coral. They're a sea fan, they'll call them also. Here's a blue Lynchia star. And also reef safe. And then next up is, who are you? You're a Tomini, aren't you? It's a little, I don't see the orange on the fin, but that's a bristletooth. Maybe it's a blue eye. Actually, that might be a blue eye bristletooth. A blue eye and a Tomini bristletooth tang on this order. Here's a Fu Manchu lionfish. Somebody asked me for one of these a while back and hadn't seen them come through. One came through, I grabbed it. I don't know if he's still looking, but maybe you are. So there we go. Got a Fu Manchu lion. Oh wow, this is called a magnificent fox face. He looks kind of gray in the bag, but they have a really cool set of patterns and swirls and colors. Very beautiful fish. Little tiny something. Oh, these are sexy dancer shrimp. We put those in the cube on the front counter. I love having them in there. We got a half dozen on the order. We'll see how many made it. We didn't do well with this one last time. I tried it again. This is a possum wrasse. Super, super cool little guy. Doesn't get too big. Next is a copper banded butterfly. It looks great. See if we can get that guy eating. They're a little bit fussy on eating, but if you can get them going, those are a fantastic guy for your tank. Here are a whole bunch of shrimp. That is peppermint shrimp. I had to look at them close. Ordered camel shrimp too, but it looks like they only gave us 1 out of the 6 that I ordered. Let's see how many make it here. That looks like a blob, but that is a bubble anemone. Hopefully I'll get over its blobbiness. It's pretty good sized actually. Wow, okay, cool. All right, well that's that box. Let's move on into the next box here. Ended up with 3 boxes of saltwater this week. My little order just kept getting a little bigger. I had 1 special order on here. I'm not sure if that one made it or not. We'll see. Let's see. Big bag with privacy bag. Who are you? You're a fox face also. This is the 1-spot fox face. He's all black right now. But that's the single spot guy. They're a good choice for eating bubble algae and such out of your reef tank, though they can nibble on some of your softies. Bicolor pseudochromis, one of my favorite little dotty backs. Super cool little dude. And oh, look how green he is. I've never had one that green. Usually they're kind of a gray color. This is one of your Aptasia eating filefish, but it's a green version, so very cool. I think I ordered 2 of those. Here's that camel shrimp, all by his lonesome. Apparently that's all we're going to get is 1 camel shrimp. What else we got here? More sexy dancers. I think that's a sexy dancer. Yeah, a little different color on him, but nice little dancer shrimp. Gotta love them. Little chromide. That's which one are you? You're the Vanderbilts, aren't you? Vanderbilts. I got 4 of those guys on this order. See how they did. Vanderbilts are a really beautiful guy. I got a good price on them too. Here's a powder blue tang. Had a few people looking for one of those. Found them. Got a pretty good price on it too. So powder blue tang, if these transitions well, he looks good in the bag. Will be available. Who are you besides in a big bag? Oh my goodness. It's a monster. This is a small one, believe it or not. This is a mantis shrimp. We had enough people asking for these things. They are special to keep, to say the least. You can't put them with anything, but they are so cool. Let's see. Next is, oh, that's a Heniochus, isn't it? Yeah, this is a type of Heniochus. I forget the exact name on that. It's chocolate or the, it's not the chocolate. It looks a lot like the regular Heniochus, but it's got little horns on it. Really cool little fish. Not so little, it came in big. That's another Vanderbilt's damsel. Here's another one of those filefish I promised you. It's the Aptasia eating filefish, the green variety. Super cool. And another Vanderbilt. So we did get 4 of them. Should have some green chromides on here too somewhere. Here's a dragon goby, or it's a brain just went flat on me, but the mandarin goby. We call them dragonettes oftentimes. And 1 more big bag in this box. Let's see what we got. Oh, that is a Moorish idol. So that was a special order. I think I ordered 2. We'll see how many came. They didn't show up on the invoice. I didn't think they came, but there it is. Moorish idol is a super, super cool fish. They are hard to get them to eat in the aquarium. Be sure you've got lots of sponge and other things for them before you take on a Moorish idol. But if you can get them going, they are one of the coolest fish. And the trick is feeding. If they're not eating, they won't do well. They'll starve to death in a matter of a week or 2. So you gotta get them going. I suspicion that the angel butterfly frozen formula from Hikari, it's got the sponge and other bits in it, might be a transitionary food for those guys. But either way, anytime you take on a project like that, know that it's a project. All right, last box. Big bag. Who's in the big bag? Got a suspicion. Yep, that's the other one. So they ordered a pair of Moorish idols, and we did. We got a pair of them, so cool. Let them know those are here. If you want something specialty like that, we can always get them. Looks like we got some snails. That looks like Seraph snails. Always good for your cleanup crew. And there's a sea slug, smaller than the last two I got. That's your, they'll call them a hare or sea hare for cleaning up that algae. That looks like another Vanderbilt, so some of those had to have been green chromites. They're just kind of dark in the bag. Super cool little chromites either way. Valentini puffer, or Valenti if you prefer. Sort of saddleback puffer. Cool little reef safe-ish puffer. And there's a couple of those 4-stripe damsels. Ordered a few of those guys in. So a little different than the 3 stripes, but similar. So we had somebody asking for some damsels for cycling a tank. So there they are. Look at that. They got the black stripe in the tail. That's what makes them a 4-stripe. So yeah, got a couple of those guys. Next up is, this looks like some kind of conch. I don't know if I ordered you guys. What kind of snail are you guys? Yeah, I did. I ordered some kind of wacky snail. Now I don't remember what it was. Leave it to me to do that. Here's a diamond sleeper goby. Gotta love those guys for sifting your sand. And here is a snail that is no more, or a shrimp. That was a sexy dancer that didn't make the trip. Here's a royal pincushion. It's a urchin. Those are with the bright blue. Such a pretty urchin. And another little shrimp. Sexy dancer that's in good shape. And who else? Looks like some emerald crabs. Always nice to have a few of those guys running around. And some more snails. They sent me a cleanup pack. It's kind of their add-on this week. So I got a couple of these guys. I'm like going, what's that? And so I'm like me to kind of what's that it anyway. Here's a sand sifting star, little guy. Very nice for cleanup. What are you? Oh, that's another sexy dancer. Looks like it's buried. Oh, look at that. So cool. And another oh, that one's not. He's not with us. Looks like we'll get 4 out of our 6 sexy dancers. Here's another hare. Bigger, darker than the other one. Look at his little ears. He looks like a black rabbit. And here's a green chromite. That really is a green chromite for sure. So maybe I only got 1 green chromite and 6 of the others. I don't know. Here's some more green chromites. We'll sort out what we got later on the chromites. Apparently we've got a couple oddballs. But that's it for this week's saltwater order and fish order in general. Well, guys, that's a wrap. We are done with unboxings for 2023. Come join us again next year for another amazing version of the Big River Has